everyone, come along and budget April with me. Today I'm going to be showing you my pen and paper method on how I do our bi-weekly budget with a monthly snapshot. So let's get started. First off, I go ahead and print a blank calendar from Pinterest, and then I go ahead and write down what days we're going to get paid, and then I go ahead and write down all of our bills and when they're due when. So this is a great visual aid and how I keep track of when our bills are due and how much. As you can see here, I did pre-fill in about a week and a half of May, and this is just so I can kind of have more of a visualization and look ahead. And plus, our mortgage, which is due on the 1st of the month, is still included on this last paycheck in April. And so just so I don't miss anything, I do go ahead and pre-fill those things in every time I do my budget, just so I make sure I don't miss anything. And then I come over here to this template that I bought from the Budget Mom. She is awesome. Definitely check her out, especially if you want an in-depth explanation on this, because this is her budgeting system. This is how I learned to do it this way, and I absolutely love it. She does a hardcore zero budget, and we do more of a loose zero budget. And a zero budget is just you allocate every single penny in your paycheck and give it a job, so that you are left with no money at the end of your 2 weeks or 4 weeks. But like I said, we do it a little bit more loosely. So I go ahead and I write down our paycheck date over here, and then I go ahead and write in our amount of our paychecks. I'm not going to share that on here. And then I go ahead and I look at what all bills are due this pay period, and I write them down here and how much they are. And I do try to go in order. And then usually once they start coming out of our bank account, then I'll like give it a check mark to know that that came out. So then I'll take our amount of our paychecks and I'll take all of our bills and I'll subtract it and I'll have a total. And then I come down here. So initially when you're making a budget, if you have no idea where you should start with your cash envelopes, like how much you should be putting in, this is a good way to start. So these are your absolute bills that you have to pay. And so you're going to subtract that from your paychecks and see what you're left over. So say you're left over with, I don't know, $1,000. And you're like, okay, well, I still need money for these envelopes. Then you're going to say, okay, how much would I like to put towards debt? Say you want to put $500 towards debt. So then you already take $500 out of that 1,000. And then you're left with $500 to put in those 6 envelopes. And you can budget accordingly. So you can either use all that $500 in these envelopes, or if you're left over with anything, then put it towards debt. But I have already been budgeting like this for a couple months, and I have already preset what we put in our cash envelopes every 2 weeks. If you saw my cash envelope video, you do know that I do sometimes adjust that based on if I do want to put more towards debt, or if I feel like we need more in our envelopes for our pets, just say. I do adjust that, but for the most part, I have a set amount. I at least have a guide, a template of how much I should be using, but like I said, I do kind of adjust that. Now, as you can see on this cash envelope, I have candy down here. We're going to be buying candy for our church egg hunt, and we need quite a bit, and so we're going to spend $30, and I will pull that out in cash just so I know I have $30 to spend. But that is how you do it. So this is for the first 2 weeks in April, our first paycheck in April. And then I come over here and I do the same exact thing for the second paycheck. And I just write down what our bill is and how much it is. I'm not going to share all of our numbers with you guys. I'm sorry. I just can't do it yet. And then again, I subtract what the total is from our paychecks, and then I come down here and I know how much I have to spend for my cash envelopes. And then what we like to do is, since we have our budget, we know what we have to spend on during the month, then I take the leftover amount or a good chunk of the leftover and I try to schedule it on our debt right away to get it out of our bank account, so I make sure that we don't use it. So I will definitely link the Budget Mom down below in case you want to check out her blog, if you want to buy her template, or if you do want to see a more in-depth video on how she does it. She does have a couple more steps and processes on how she does things, but I kind of simplified it and this is how I do it. So thanks for watching this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you like it. Be sure to leave any questions in the comments, or let me know how you budget, how you use paper and pen, or what kind of templates you use. I would love to know. And make sure to stick around to my channel for more budgeting tips and tricks and homemaking videos, because I know I keep saying that I'm going to be making more videos other than budgeting, and then I just keep putting budgeting videos out. But I promise I will do more than budgeting in the very near future, so stay tuned. Thank you for joining, guys. I will see you in the next one.